our dear Holy Priest friends. I am Aspartaami, and today I'm joined by a good friend of mine and another good Holy Priest, Naiiu.
Hello everyone.
As some of you know, we are MVPs in the HowToPriest Discord channel in the Holy Chat. And today we are going to talk about the changes that have come up with in 7.15, our first impressions after testing heroic raids in Emerald Nightmare and Trial of Valor, how the new specs plays out, and what do we feel like the changes have done to us. One of the big changes that has been talked about a lot during the past a month, and now it come to the point when the patch is live, is Trail of Light. As some of you might know and some of you might not know, is that Trail of Light is now its own factor. Therefore, it's not part of Flash Heal anymore, and that means it's not proccing Blessing of Turay anymore.
Yeah, so this change made us think about the stats we've been using because we've been stacking crit, and since it loses a lot of value now, we've been thinking about a Piety Benediction build that uses a lot more haste than we used to. So the first test that we've been doing this morning with Aspartaami, we've been running like 20 to 25% haste. And I must say I really like the changes. It feels very comfortable. It feels like almost a new class. Everything is so smooth. I don't know, how have you been feeling it?
I mean, running with more haste, for me, it feels like home. I don't know. It's something that haste has always been big factor in playing Holy Priest, and now that we're getting back to the point where we're getting more haste and playing with more haste, it just feels like home, honestly. In my opinion, that was a very welcome change. It brings a lot of diversity, and it just feels so much better to run with more haste.
Yeah, I agree. The only thing now that the problem we might be running into is our mana being drained way too fast, but it shouldn't be too big of a problem if we're careful, if we use more heal, if we don't just spam flash heal all the time.
Heal is not as bad spell as many people think, and with higher haste, it's very efficient to cast also.
Yeah, and the reason we've been almost not using heal in the past few weeks or months is because it was just not worth it with Trail of Light proccing bot. Using flash heal we had 2 chances at a buck prot, so it was just not efficient and not a good idea to use heal. But now that it's not the case anymore, we can safely come back to this spell and maybe save a bit of mana.
Then another quite big change, Prayer of Healing.
Yeah, lots of speculation about that one. We've heard people complaining that it's a nerf, it loses its smart component, and actually I don't know what you think about it, but I think it's actually a buff because it always was a very situational spell. You wouldn't use it just to top 3 people off while the rest are already at 100% life. So it's something you use when everyone's kind of low in health, and when you think about it, it's actually gonna be a pretty nice buff because the spell power buff it gets also gets taken into account in the echo of light, so our mastery will get even more value in those situations, and I think in general it's an AoE healing buff for us.
Also, when it comes to Prayer of Healing, is the fact that the range has been upgraded from 20 to 40 yards. Therefore, there comes a point when you, like, example, the easiest part to cast it is always cast it on melee stack, right? So therefore, even if one of the melees is further away than the others, you can still always reach the 5 players with it.
So Blizzard wanted to make eye level more relevant when you have to choose a piece of gear, and they actually managed that. And what they did is they changed how much rating you need for 1% of secondary. Like for critical strike you need more points than before to get to 30%, for example, and they put more secondaries on higher eye level items. That means most of the time now eye level is king, and if you have an eye level upgrade, you should take it.
Yeah, because intellect is the main factor. Like secondary stats are secondary. Intellect is the king now. As you said, eye level over stats pretty much on every time. And that means like when you get to the point that you have equipped all the items that has intellect in them with a higher item level, you can use jewelry as in neck and rings to balance out your secondary stats.
Talking of balancing the secondary stats, as of today, we don't know exactly. We can give you exact numbers to shoot for. What we can do is give our impressions and the direction in which we're going now, which is at least less crit than we've been using. That means like 20 to 25% crit, about the same percentage of haste, and the rest would be mastery. I would say like 30 to 40%.
Yeah, the master is it's always individual depending on the healing comp of your raid and the difficulty of the raid. Like usually when you're raiding, for example, heroic, you don't need as much mastery, like 40% for example. In mythic, 40% of mastery can work pretty well. And another thing is never to forget versatility. It's good to have something around 5%, right?
Yeah, versatility actually is a very, very good throughput stat, and it only loses value after around 5,000 points, I think. So even if it's more or less that, it's pretty hard to get 5,000 points in versatility. So if you get an eye level upgrade that has versatility on it, don't be disappointed. Be glad, because it's actually a very good stat.
Yeah, the thing is that what many people don't get is that versatility works the same way as our paragon traits in our weapons. So it's just a pure percentage plus healing. So therefore, if you have 5% versatility, you have 5% more healing.
Another factor to be taken into consideration with this new build and piety and all those new prayer of mendings that we'll have running around in the raid is that at the moment where you're gonna use your divine hymn, you're actually gonna have a lot more synergy, because your prayer of mendings will be moving and you'll have more of them, and then you'll have more holy mendings, and in the end it's also a nice buff to our big healing cooldown, and it's very welcome because it kind of felt a bit weak sometimes when we didn't set it up perfectly.
Yeah, I agree. And the thing with like playing with benediction, if you have like let's say 4 prayer mending chargers jumping around when you start the hymn, you will end the hymn with 20 renews out. It's insane. It's strong as hell. And of course, like before, you want to set up the hymn. You want to cast either Serenity or Sanctify just before it to get the divinity buff and the possible Naru proc. But yeah, like Naiiu said, our divine hymn is gonna be big. And another thing that's changing with all these changes is our relics. Because of the piety and benediction, our Sayer prayer relic is going to be big. But yet still, you want to get item level over the trait, unless it's Sayer prayers against hallowed ground or trust in the light, aka the leap of faith, right?
So, in conclusion, keep in mind that everything we said now is our first impression. It's fresh. The patch just came out. Things might change in the next few weeks, but in general, I think the general idea and the direction in which we're going is the one that will stay with us at least in 7.1.5. And I personally feel like it's pretty good. We're in a very nice spot. We are seeing some very welcome changes in our class, and all in all, I think it's not a nerf that we've been experiencing. It's a shift, a change, and I'm pretty happy with it. I don't know what do you think of it?
I mean, like, I really like the change, like the diversity we're getting. The small changes in this play style, more like we get more AoE healing, and we still get to keep our really good single target healing. It's very nice. Like, I'm super happy with it, and I can't wait to get the raid Mythic Nighthall to progress with the current spec we're running with. Again, if you don't know, join us in the HowToPriest Discord. We are, both of us, we're there pretty much on daily basis, answering to as much questions as we can to spread information, or just hang around and chat with awesome set of holy priests.
Yep, join us on Discord and on the website howtopriest.com. Links in the description. We look forward to meeting you there.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and comment on the next kind of video that you want to see. Also be sure to join us in Discord.